Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to our webinar today. I'm very excited to have you all here, and thank you for taking the time to join us today. My name is Svetlana, and I will be your host. And this presentation was carefully prepared for you by putting together our knowledge and field experience collected for the past 20 years. And so today our full focus will be on automation in shrimp processing and maximizing production capacity. I will be your host. My name is Svetlana Platan, like I mentioned, and I am the marketing manager at OctoFrost Group in Sweden. I have 9 years of experience in the global IQF food industry. And our speaker today is Mr. Manmohan Singh. He's an IQF processing expert in South Asia and Oceania, and he has over 15 experience in Asian shrimp processing industry. So what we see today and what we want to look at is how leading shrimp processors invest in processing equipment and in different solutions when it comes to shrimp businesses. They look at high capacity automatic shrimp IQF lines that can achieve 1 to even 5 metric tons per hour, output close to 100% installed capacity with 22 hours of day of operation sometimes, minimum manpower, 3 to 5 workers for a whole line from infeed to glaze hardener outfit. Of course, up to 35% glazing if possible, and meeting and exceeding buyers' demands both domestically and internationally in terms of quality, food safety, and economy. The processes we will look today are defrosting, soaking, brining, coloring, the cooking of shrimp, chilling, IQF freezing, glazing, and glaze hardening. And all of this while maintaining optimal hygiene and achieving close to 100% installed production capacity. At the end of this session, there will be a moment where we can address your questions. So please drop your questions during the whole presentation. You can just write your question in the Q&A chat, and we will look at them at the end of the presentation. If you want to have a one-on-one meeting, you can always chat number 1. Write number 1 in the chat, and we will get back to you at a later time. I would like to start with a very short poll. So if you could please answer the questions you see on your screen right now. What type of shrimp do you process? Is it cooked shrimp, raw shrimp, cooked and raw, or none at all? I will leave this for a few seconds on the screen so you can answer before we move on. Yes, thank you so much. We close this and we give the stage to dear Manmohan Singh.
Hello, everybody. A pleasure to be here and presenting about OctoFrost technology and the possibilities. But before we start with that, having talked to many shrimp processors around the globe in Asia and Europe, many other countries, this is the wish list we receive from them. Many of them say getting manpower is an issue, and increasingly so. Reducing manpower, increasing yields, energy efficiency, food safety, running more hours every day, if possible, reduce the space required for the factories, improving capacity utilization, and consistent quality. These are some of the items on the wish list as we listen to processors around the globe. So how we address them? This is a conventional IQF line from OctoFrost. This was the situation until, let's say, 3 years ago, where we have a automatic bin tipper, or in case you are using defrosted shrimp, a defroster, cooking, chilling, freezing, and then spray, hardener, spray, harden, and spray, hardener in 3 steps. So you need 3 different sprays and 3 different hardeners if you wish to achieve, let's say, 25–30% glazing. And now, this is the new OctoFrost solution. Starting from bulk infeed tank, automated flow control, cooking, chilling, The same line can be used for raw shrimp as well. And then the change you will see is a 3x glazing, wherein you can glaze 3 times and harden it using a single 3-layer glazed hardener. We'll talk more about this. And here is an overview. You get blocks, put them in a tank. And then we have automatic steering for brine pickup, shrimp into a bunker, onto the cooker, and then outfeed of the cooker into the chilling. And here you see outfeed of the chilling, core temperature 3 degrees about. Output from IQF, glazing, and output from glaze hardening. So it is possible to do inline defrosting using OctoFrost defroster. And here is a representation. 2 to 4 workers for a capacity up to 4 tons per hour. So you put in the blocks on a conveyor, and then the automation takes over. The only manpower required is for putting the blocks on the defroster, or if you are not defrosting, putting the 300-liter bins into the bin tipper. And then all the process is automatic. So you need maximum 4 workers for the complete line, starting from putting the blocks or the bins into the system till you have the glazed output. We have automatic brining, soaking, in some cases coloring, where you align the bins or tubs, and then we have a pre-programmed system where the automatic stirring happens. We can control how much time to stirring, how much time to keep it still. Also, we can control and regulate the temperature of the bins so that the shrimp is never too warm. Minimum need for crushed ice, and everything is automatic. Here is some pictures at one of our customers in Europe. They invested in this automatic brining system, and also they do some coloring for some of their sea caught shrimps. And from stirring time to the temperature, everything is automated. Every bin is numbered and controlled. So we can have more than one type of shrimp lined up. This is a situation with coloring. And then we see the whole process. One more time. After the chiller, shrimp cool to 2.8 degrees. And one of the most important thing is getting 100% of the installed capacity, and at the same time achieving very even cooking, chilling, and freezing. So with the automated flow control system, you will see in a while, our customers achieve about 100% of the installed capacity. Or, for example, if it's a 4-ton line, you actually get 4 ton plus minus 0.5%, 1% output at the end of the day, every day for next 10, 15, 20 years. And how this works, you load the shrimp onto a bin. This bin is emptied automatically into a bunker. This conveyor lifts the product from the bunker, and the flow control system measures the exact weight and throttles this conveyors faster and slower. The result is exactly the set value of the shrimp, amount of the shrimp goes into the flume. Bin tipping, here you see. Again, in this case, the bins are at second floor, and the processing line is on the ground floor. So the conveyors lifting the shrimp from the bunker, outfeed from the weighing belt, and you see here very even layer, very even weight, close to plus minus 1% of the set values. And after this, the shrimp enters into the cooker. Possibility to cook from large crabs or very large shrimps, U10 to 500, 600, even smaller shallot shrimps. Very accurate temperature control, plus minus half a degree from the set values. 3 temperature zones. So zone 1, typically speaking, we cook, let's say 83, 85 degrees, shrimp depending. Zone 2, 77, 79 degrees. And zone 3, about 74 degrees. So it is low temperature cooking compared to any steam cooker. Very low steam consumption compared to traditional cookers. For the cooker, after first fill up, no water is required because we have an inbuilt filtration and recirculation of water. This saves water, this saves energy. So highly efficient. And here is a possibility when you want to cook in trays or when you wish to cook large crab that won't go into a flow control system. We have possibility of manually loading the cooker through this hose belt. You see the blue belt below the cooker. So both possibilities. On the top, we have a peeled shrimp flowing through the flume. The cooker has 3 temperature zones. The flume you just see is zone 1, and then you see 2 tanks. And in every zone, we can set the temperature for very precision cooking. Water from the top flowing through the rain shower plates, passing through the shrimp, and then collected below in the tank. Output of the cooker on into the chiller now. And in this video, you will see head-on shell-on shrimp being loaded through the hose belt. Very smooth, very open shrimp, no curling, all tails, all antenna, nice. And here you see different temperature zones, set values 83, 78, 73. In the cooker, in this case, cooking time 150 seconds. And here you see in this graph, very even cooking, very fast cooking, the fast temperature rise. Then about here, it is 73. Rises up to 73.15, and then very sharp cooling. And this is the secret to achieve at least 3% higher yields compared to any other conventional cooker. Some of our customers achieve up to 7% higher yield, you will see in a while. But after the output of the cooker, we go into the chilling. And in chilling, the water that comes into contact with the product is half a degree to 1 degree. So immediately after cooking, we are chilling in ice water. And the result is very quickly, it arrests the cooking process, locks in the natural moisture. And the result is very natural looking shrimp. And at least 3%, we can say 3 to 7% higher yields compared to any other cooking chilling system. The entire water system remains below critical 4 degrees. So we have much higher food safety. Like in the cooker, in chiller also, we have inline filtration and recirculation of water. So water consumption is 1/10 compared to sometimes 1/15 compared to any other traditional cooker. Typically speaking, we need 10% of the throughput as makeup water. So if it's a 4-ton line, just need 400 kgs per hour or less water in the chiller. And water from these chillers flows onto the shower trays, onto the product. And water temperature, as I said earlier, 0.5 to 1.5. So core temperature about 3 degrees, 3.5 degrees at the chiller output. And this is a consistent range, 3, 3.5, 3.8. So this helps you achieve higher energy efficiency in IQF freezer. As you see in the videos, the shrimp is very open, almost no curling, and very, very even cooking and chilling. No uncooked spots, zero overcooking, zero undercooking. And here you see the entire system. Zone 2, 3, and 4 in the cooker. Set values 85, 79, 73, and actual values 85.1, 78.4, 72.4, about 0.6 degrees variation. The set value for the water in the chiller is 2.5 degrees, actual in 1.5. The tank temperature 3.9. So very, very precise temperature regulation. And coming to IQF freezer, this is a very, very innovative design where we can freeze 1620, even bigger, to 500, 800. All kind of shrimp, PD, PUD, PDTO, easy peel, headless, so can be frozen in the same line. No workers needed. Just set the recipes in the touch screen, and that's all. Our customers IQF 20, 22 hours, 22 plus hours in some cases every day, continuous production. Very open design, easy, fast, and effective cleaning. So many, many more production hours every day. And much lower freezing losses and higher yields compared to any other freezing system. Very compact design, very small footprint. In fact, here you see raw shrimp, manual feeding, no touching of the shrimp by hand. Only 1 or 2 workers needed to dump the shrimp onto a conveyor or onto a bunker. That was in China. Here is another customer in Europe, in Netherlands, I think, just dumping the shrimp into a hopper, and then the system takes over automatically. And this is a video from India. The workers just dumping the shrimp. And here you see the output, broad C or J-shaped, perfectly separated shrimp, 0 clumps. And we can achieve this for peeled, for headless, for here you see PDTO, all tails nice and up. This is a video in India, but a similar experience for many, many customers in Vietnam, in Thailand, in China, also in Europe. And OctoFrost IQF freezer is a very innovative design. No conveyors, as you see. We use perforated bed plates. And you can see the airflow patterns here and how the shrimps are fluidized. Very gentle fluidization. We can set the fan speed in each zone depending upon the shrimp size. Possible to create different airflow patterns. What this ensures is very, very gentle handling of the shrimp. So very fast and gentle cooling. The bed plate 1 is typically crust freezing zone, and bed plate 2 freezes the core. Here you see the infeed, then what happens inside the freezer. Very gentle fluidization. And here is a finished output coming out of the freezer. You will see the other view. And you clearly see all the tails, all antenna intact. Very, very gentle handling throughout the process. And here is another example in China where they have this shrimp is block frozen, then thawed 18 hours in STPT, sometimes 20 hours, and then frozen. And you see perfectly separated. No two shrimps clumping together. Same customer on the other side of the video. A small percentage of their production is this big yellow fish. Average fish about 40-45 grams. And we have a very, very happy customer, freezing from very small on one hand to very big on the other hand. OctoFrost glazing solution addresses the issues expressed by many shrimp processors. Very even, transparent glazing, no haziness, auto separation device on the sprayer so that no clumping during a water spray process, no manpower required, no ladies to tap the shrimp to remove the clumps, and very compact lines. We can fit in 1 4-ton line in almost the same space as required by a 1-ton traditional IQF line. And as we saw earlier, this was the solution we offered until, let's say, 3 years ago, where you have defroster, cooking, chilling, freezing, glaze spraying, then hardening, then spraying, then hardening again. But what you see next is the latest from OctoFrost family. The difference is the 3-layer glazing system, where you spray, harden, then spray again, and then hardening again, and then spray again and hardening again in one single freezer. It has 3 conveyors. Each conveyor can move in the either direction. And yeah, here is more details. And what we can achieve, shrimp depending, 30-35% glazing and hardening with a single piece set of equipment. And depending upon the customer demand, we have 4, 6, or 8 sprays from the top and also from the bottom. So it is double spray with the gentle agitation to keep the shrimp separated. What you get is nice transparent glaze and perfectly separated shrimp. We have possibility to glaze, let's say, from 8% to 30+% in the same line. This is a traditional glaze hardener we had earlier. So if your glazing needs is 8 to 10%, you can use this. And here is a very nice, transparent, perfectly separated glazed output. In nutshell, we have completely automatic lines, capacity 1 ton to 5 tons for both raw and cooked shrimp. Highest yields in the industry, at least 3% higher compared to any other freezing system. Lowest operating costs, improved food safety, very small footprint. As I said earlier, the space required for a 4-ton OctoFrost line is almost the same space used by 1-ton traditional shrimp lines. and almost 1/10 the workers required. 1 up to 4 tons line can work with 3 to 5 operators with ease, in-feed to out-feed. And if you have any questions, they are welcome. Over to Svetlana.
Thank you so much, Manmohan. What I want to say is that probably the most important and relevant testimonial of any service or product is, of course, what customers experience. And here are just two sentences that we selected from our customers that are located in different corners of the world, but using the same solutions. One of the largest shrimp producers here in Europe, in the north of Europe, says that the OctoFrost cookers have helped them achieve 7% yield increase compared to the steam cookers they used before, which is an incredible experience, and we're very pleased to hear such testimonial. While an Asian shrimp producer, an owner of 3 cookers and 6 IQF freezers from us, had a more funnier testimonial saying that the OctoFrost equipment is his money printing machine, which is obviously a reflection that it really helps the profitability of their shrimp business. So I think we can conclude that automated and truly efficient shrimp processing lines can help any shrimp processor become more competitive and grow a healthy business, both domestically and internationally. So now I would like to invite you to drop your questions if you have any, so we can take them live right now. Whatever we don't manage to answer now, we will get back to you personally by email. And please type number 1 in the chat if you want to have a personal meeting with us later on. So I will just, Manmohan, I'll pick up some questions here. If you could just answer live. Can you explain higher cooking yields from your equipment?
Yeah, that is one of the most frequently asked questions. And what our customers achieve. For example, one of our customers in Europe claimed they have a steam cooker earlier, and then they invested in OctoFrost cooking line. And what they say is the difference is up to 7%. Of course, depending on shrimp, depending upon kind of soaking they do, but between 3 to 7% higher yields. That's a lot of money. And how we achieve this is a combination of low temperature cooking. If you remember from the presentation, the first zone is the flume, where the travel time is typically 4 to 7 seconds, and the temperature in the range 83 to 85 degrees, max 86 degrees. What this does is it forms the surface of the shrimp. So when the shrimp enters the cooker, the surface is already a little hard. This locks in a lot of moisture. Then zone 2 is typically 76 to 79 degrees cooking. And zone 3 is 73, 74 degrees. So we are cooking at a low temperature. That's one. Number 2, we are decreasing the cooking temperature in 3 steps. And number 3, just as the shrimp comes out of the cooker, core 73 degrees, it is showered by ice water between 0.5 to 1.5 degrees. This arrests the cooking process immediately. If you remember the very sharp curve from 73 degrees to directly into ice water, and this locks in natural moisture. A combination of these, and in shrimp business where per kg value is pretty high, even 1% difference means a payback within 1 year. And in practical, most of our customers report between 3 to 7% higher yields. And I'm talking about customers who have both a steam cooker from the past and an OctoFrost cooking line sitting side by side. And I know I have visited this customer many times, where you mentioned the customer says, OctoFrost is my money printing machine because they have 3 cookers and I think 6 OctoFrost freezers in the same building. I hope this explains, but if there are further questions on cooking yields and how we achieve them, you can write to us at info@octofrost.com and we'll be happy to discuss in further detail. Maybe via Zoom meeting, or maybe we can visit your factory anywhere in the world and have a one-to-one discussions.
Thank you, Manu.
Along with area sales managers. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next question. What are key benefits from high capacity lines, say 3 or 4 metric tons compared to 650, 1,000 kilograms per hour lines?
The benefits are obvious. Number one, manpower. If you have 4 1-ton line or even 2 1-ton lines compared to a 2-ton automatic line or 4-ton automatic line, in OctoFrost line, you need maybe 4 workers, or maybe if it's a luxury, 5. Traditionally speaking, to run to every line, you need in the range of from in-feed till out-feed, maybe 25, 30 workers. So it's 100 workers versus 5. Number one. We just talked about cooking yields. A mere 3% higher cooking yield. Just calculate the maths and it's huge savings. Payback maybe 6 months, maybe 8 months. Number 3, in the traditional lines, the line capacity depends on how efficiently the workers spread the shrimp onto a conveyor, because this is a manual process. So if it's a 1-ton line, very few people actually get 1 ton. In some cases, 750, 800 kg, 850 kg, max 900 kg per hour. With OctoFrost automatic line and flow control, if it is a 2-ton line or 4-ton line, you actually get 4 tons per hour, 22 hours every day for next 20 years. So the capacity utilization is very, very close to 100%. And that's a great benefit. Also, if we talk about filtration and water recirculation in cooker and chiller, and also modulating the fan speeds in the freezers, the savings in energy compared to traditional IQF lines in the range 18 to 25%. Apart from raw material and labor, energy is the third largest cost. An 18 to 25% reduction in your energy bill not only does good to your balance sheet, it also helps the environment. You are much greener than the competition. And that is definitely an added advantage, being a responsible green processor.
Okay, thank you, Manmohan. Maybe we take one more question before we have to close as time is running. You say 2 to 5 workers. From what step to what step? Can you say more about manpower needed in automatic lines?
When I say 3 to 5 workers, if you are doing, let's say, peeled shrimp, and you have shrimp in those 300 kg plastic bins, you need 1 worker to load those bins onto the bin tipper. But because it is a tough task, and nobody can work 8 hours continuously on this, I say 2 workers loading the bins. They take turns while one is loading the bins, other is supervising the line, moving around, adjusting the recipe if need be, and just overlooking. And the third one is just a replacement. So in effect, we need 2 to 3 workers. But because it's a continuous operation, so from loading the bins till you have a shrimp at the glaze output just before packing, you need actually 3 workers and 1 replacement and 1 extra, I say, for luxury. Because when we talk like this to shrimp processors, they say, don't you think 3 is too less? Okay, add one more, maybe one more. So 5 is an absolute easy. When you are doing block frozen shrimp, taking out the blocks and putting them on the conveyor continuously, it needs 3 workers and then 2 others to supervise the line or make replacements. So from in-feed into the defrosting line or in-feed into the cooking line, till you have a, let's say, 8 to 35% glazed output just before packing, you need 3 to 5 workers, even up to 5 tons, 6 tons lines. And this was a USP. We were talking a big project, a 4 tons per hour project in the Middle East. And they were really, really surprised. And we had hours and hours of discussions. Is it really possible? And now the customer is very, very convinced, and we are moving on to the next stages of the discussions.
Thank you, Manmohan.
Thank you.
We have some questions in the chat and Q&A, but I think we can take them afterwards on one-on-one and by email. Let me just ask you all to share your feeling about this webinar. If you think it was helpful, please answer the question on your screen. I will just allow this a few seconds for you to be able to click your answer. We really appreciate your feedback, as it helps us become better and make them more informative, more interesting, and more value adding, of course. So please share your feeling about this session today. Thank you very much. And I will just go ahead and thank you all for your time, for your attention. Thank you, Manmohan, for a very good, very interesting session today. We welcome you all to contact us at any time if you have any questions or thoughts. And until next time, thank you. Have a beautiful day today.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.